I reckon everybody should be growing a grapevine at home. They are just wonderful climbers, very easy to grow, and of course they provide amazing dappled light when they're put over the top of a pergola like this, right through the summer months when you need it. And then there's that fruit. They deliver a great crop of fruit every year if you know how to grow them and if you prune them right now. And this is probably your last chance. I have two grapevines growing here. The larger one growing over the top of the pergola is a red globe, and a smaller white sultana grapes in the corner. The red globe is incredibly vigorous and it's a great producer, but it's also more susceptible to fungal diseases. So I need to do a few things to get the best results. The pruning is all about bringing the leaders, these side branches, back to the main trunk. And my goal is to set up a structure that'll allow it to grow long, leading canes down the length of each pergola strut. If I do this, it'll contain the grapes, allowing some light in and better airflow through the leaves. Now, this is vitally important if you want to avoid diseases such as powdery and downy mildew, which can devastate your crops before they even form. Now, don't be scared to cut your grapes back really hard. They're an incredibly resilient vine. What you want to do is make sure that you just get the shape. So you can be quite brutal, get them into form. I've got it cut so each of the little leader shoots that are going to come off have 3 to 4 buds, and I'll be able to train them along each of these beams. It's all about getting them into shape. After you've gone through and cut your vine back to get the future shape it'll grow in, there's one more thing that's vitally important for you to do. And that's to spray the pruned wood with a copper sulphur mix that's a natural organic control to most fungal diseases. Now, as in the latter half of the 19th century that the French wine industry was about to collapse, southern France had a significant problem with mildew diseases wiping out the grape crops. And this was a cause for a lot of concern. Now, a French professor, Millard, came along and he noticed that all the grapes that grew on the edge of the roads didn't seem to suffer from these mildew diseases. And when he looked into why, he found out that the farmers would spray copper and sulphur over those grapes to make the grapes taste a little bit horrible so people didn't steal them. Well, he worked out that copper and sulphur were absolutely brilliant as a natural fungicide to control these mildew diseases. These days, it's a bit harder to buy the mix as Bordeaux, so you can mix up copper and sulphur in a bucket. And if you follow the instructions and spray it over the dormant bark and the wood of the vine, or paint it on, you'll really control these diseases. It turns out that this natural mineral-based control for fungal infections of grapes is also brilliant for controlling potato blight and peach leaf curl disease, which causes buckled, twisted leaves in peaches and nectarines. Now, don't go worrying if the wood starts to turn a little yellow or a little bit blue. It just means you've got a little bit more sulphur or a little bit more copper in your mix. But the truth of the matter is it's all doing good, because that will make sure you have no fungal diseases this season, which means you'll end up with great crops of grapes.